Hello, beautiful people. Your boy Okwentini is here once again. I'm super excited, so excited to talk to you as a family. Anytime I'm about to talk to you, I feel so happy because I'm talking to you as a family. Today's topic, we are talking about the reason why African diasporas must be given free land across Africa. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button because we are building the biggest family that wants to build the new Africa we want to see now. I love you so much. You are the beautiful person that is watching my video right now. Why should Africa diasporas be given lands across Africa continent? When I talk about African, to be an African is a state of mind and the heart. The state of mind and heart. Your color doesn't specifically makes you an African. Your heart and your mind, because there are a lot of black people who say they are not African, and there are a lot of white people who love African. So that's to make the world a better place. Africa belongs to everybody because Africa is the mother of all nations. I love you so much. Africa is the mother of all nations. Why should African diasporas be given lands across all Africa for free? The African diasporas are the descendants of Africans who are scattered all over the world as a result of migration and also slavery. As a result of migration and also slavery. In this time in which we are, as Africans, as Africa continent, we need the African diasporas to come home because the Africa continent belongs to all Africans and all African diasporas all over the world. All Africans and all African diasporas all over the world. So far as you believe in your heart and your mind, your spirit tells you an African, you are an African because Africa is the mother of all nations. The African diasporas must be given land because the African lands belongs to them. I mentioned this in my previous video, but I decided that this should be a discussion, a broader discussion on this page, on our family. Yes, so African diasporas must be given free lands. The land is for the Africans and all African diasporas. I made a research later after my previous video, and then I find out that in Ghana, some chief have really decided and dedicated a land that's 500-acre land for free, called the what's the name of this place? So the chief has dedicated that land, 500-acre land, for free for Pan-Africans. Yes. So if you are a Pan-African, I'll try to record the place and then mention. If you are a Pan-African, it's called Asebu Pan-African Village. Asebu Pan-African Village. It's located in the central region of Ghana. Around in between Cape Coast and Asen-Manso. Those who have been to Asen-Manso slave market, where the slaves took their last bath before moving or walking from that very spot to the slave dungeon, the Cape Coast or the El Minor Castle. Yes. So Asebu is in between that side. It's within the central region. Yes, so the chief has really dedicated 500-acre land for free for any Pan-African who wants to stay, who wants to come back home, and then who wants to build a property there. It's for free. All you need to do is they measure it for you to make your property. Is this not a happy start? It is a happy start. Indeed it is. And I'm just hoping that the various African leaders and chiefs will also use this as an inspiration so we can dedicate lands for the African diasporas. We can designate lands for the African diaspora because the future of Africa is impossible without the African diasporas. I always say this, the African diasporas, they've survived, they've made it. It's beyond imagination because it's only few in humanity will survive what they've been through and they've survived. Like I always say, slavery is forgiven forever, but it's not forgotten. It's history that we're going to tell generation to generation, because we want to forbid it from both party. Whoever engaged in slavery, we want to forbid it from happening again. Both from the seller and the buyer, slavery will not happen again. That is why slavery is now a history. It's not a revenge. No black man, no African, no African diaspora will revenge slavery. No slavery ever happening again in the world. So if you're an African diaspora and you come back home to Africa, you come back home to Ghana, and we tell you the history about slavery, we don't mean pull trigger on your friend, because no, remember, 50, 60 years ago, black man or Africa black cannot buy or drink fruit juice in the shop of a white Europeans or a white American shop. But now look at how the world has changed. Now the white man sells the wine or the fruit to the black man, and then the black man sells it to the white man. That is why I say color doesn't make nothing. Racism is no. Yes, it's about humanity. It's about making this world a better place to live. Just think about it. 50 years ago, you couldn't go to a white shop. But now the white sells to the black, and the black sells to the white. The black marries white, the white marries. We live in peace and harmony. That is love, making the world a better place. So slavery, nobody is revenging slavery. No, nobody will ever revenge slavery. We want to impact humanity. So an African diaspora and the Africa leaders, try to do your best to designate lands for the diasporas, because Africa belongs to them. It's not for you and I only. They are descendants of Africa. They are from Africa. Not long ago, not 2,000 years ago, just 200 years ago, 150 years ago, they were here. Their fathers were here. They only survived. They are warriors. They are warriors returning from war. Africa diasporas, you need to come back home, because home sweet home. There is no better place than home. Africans all over the world. When I mean Africans, anybody, no matter your color. So far as you believe you're an African, you're an African. Come home, come to Africa. Africa receives everybody. Africa is the mother of all nations. African diasporas and all Africans all over the world, come home. Because Africa is the friend of everybody and the mother of everybody. So come home. Remember, 2,000 years ago, there was Africa. And Africa was migration. And migration is the world. And the world is today. 2,000 years ago, there was Africa. And Africa was migration. And migration was the world. And the world is today. So Africa is all over the world. Africa is the mother of everybody. If you're an African diaspora, come home. You think, till you come home, you feel you know. But when you come home, you realize that you have a lot to learn. Your culture, your heritage, your true identity, your real name, who you are as an African, your real identity. That's when you experience love, humanity. That's when you know that there is love among all human. Color doesn't make nobody different from the other. Yes. Discrimination doesn't make somebody better than the other, but love impacts humanity. If you are coming home and as an African diaspora, no matter your status, if you even don't have money to invest and you want to come to Africa, you are welcome. Come home, stay home, feel relaxed, observe nature, contact nature. Most people had wanted to come to Africa, but they knew little about Africa. But now, as a result of global village, now everybody knows about Africa. And if you want to come home, please, you are welcome home to Africa. The motherland, the land of peace and harmony, the land that everybody is a brother to the other, the land that everybody is a neighbor. And those who can afford to invest in Africa, please liberate Africa by investing, because they are looters who are infiltrating the continent, such as some Chinese people and all that. African leaders, there are a lot of warehouses. For instance, if you come to Ghana, there are a lot of warehouses that were built by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana. They are abandoned. African leaders, you can lease these warehouses to the African diasporas who wants to come to manufacture clothes, who wants to process the gold mine, who wants to process the golds and the diamonds here, who wants to recycle, who wants to put the raw material into finished goods. All Africans, I mean all Africans who wants to do that, and African diasporas who want to do that, lease this to them, give it to them, let them invest, let them employ, and prevent Africa from getting into the hands of the looters. Just look at it, a chief designating 500-acre lands. It's not easy, 500-acre land, which most people, most tribal leaders, the Ashantis, all Akans, all Evers, the Dongas, the Medinkas, and the all people across Africa, the Yoruba, and everybody can say, Africa leaders come together, unite, Africa leaders unite, and then make policies to suit the African diaspora. They've suffered a lot, they've been through a lot. They've been through a lot. When they are coming home, let's welcome them with love. Let's embrace them. Like I said in my previous video, they were the people who passed through the gate of no return. We didn't. So if indeed we've opened the way to be the way of return, or the gate of return, let's embrace them with love. Let's embrace them with love. Let's show them love. Let's impact humanity. Africa diaspora. Africa is the home. It's the mother of all nations. If you are in Africa, any African who have been to Africa, no matter your color, or any African diaspora who have been to Africa, will tell you Africa is the loveliest place. Africa is the paradise they talk about, the paradise. Yes, where even humans and animals live in peace and harmony, where everybody is each other's keeper. Africa is the place that you need to walk freely without thinking about your son. Africa is the place where you can walk in front of your neighbor's door or in front of your neighbor's house 5-10 times without police arriving. Africa is the place where you can stand in front of your neighbor's house to observe nature and without police arriving. Africa, peace and harmony. Africa, love. Africa, love to humanity. Love, like I said, there was Africa, and Africa was migration, and migration was the world, and the world was today. That is why Africa is the mother of all nations. So when African diasporas are coming home, African leaders, let's prepare a better place for them. Let's give them better land for them to dwell. We shouldn't sell the lands to them. It's for their fathers, it's for their grandfathers, it's for we, our uncles who were migrated or who were taken into captivity. They were taken into slavery. So when they are coming back, let them come back with joy. The free lands, if you come, go to Asebu, Pan-African village, go and build your house. Yes, and I'm pleading, we are all pleading, please, African leaders, African chiefs, the local chiefs, stop selling the lands for the Chinese to destroy them, but rather give them to the African diasporas. The African diaspora, the future of Africa is in all Africans and African diaspora. When I mean all Africans, no matter your color, so far as you don't want to loot the continent and destroy the continent, yes, you should come to Africa and then help Africa, because Africa loves you than anything. Africa diasporas, they were those who passed through the gate of no return. They were those who have the experience of slavery. Like I said, we didn't go to slavery. We were only colonized. We were sitting in our house and they were controlling us. They were in somebody's camp. Their names were changed. They were tortured. They were tattooed with hot metal. Yes, they've known. They've seen. So if they are coming home, let's give them the free lands. The lands are for them. The lands are for the African diasporas. It is for them. Let's give them for free. Designate land. The Yoruba tribe, the Gunja, the Kusasi, the everybody, the Akans. Oh, yes. The Zulus, all Africa, the Donga tribe. Designate lands for the African diasporas. We shouldn't expect them to come to Africa to buy land. We want them to come to invest. They are our people. Africans are our people. No matter who they are, no matter the color. So far as the heart and the mind believes that he loves Africa, they are our people. African diasporas. When you are coming home, come home with the mind of staying. If you don't, I'm not saying all African diasporas need to come home to stay. It's impossible. It will take centuries for that to happen. But indeed, it starts from somewhere and it gets to somewhere. And when you want to invest in Africa as an African diaspora, please invest. The future of Africa is impossible without the diaspora. Just like I said, the Israelis, when they realized that they have a better home, and then they came together, they held hand in hand and they came together to build a new Israel. That is the Israel we see today. African diasporas all over the world are not free until Africa is totally liberated. The more you feel comfortable, the more you are in chains and shackles. The chain that you are in is more dangerous. That is why I always pray that it will get to a time that African leaders, when they travel to outside country or Western country to get a bigger platform, and then they are talking about Africa, they shouldn't focus much on slavery, because slavery was done and it will never happen again. Leaves the aspect of slavery to us. We shall tell our children and tell the world and tell everybody. The people know, they know, we know, and they will tell. It will be passed from generation to generation. But African leaders, when they travel to the UN summit, please seek for exchange of technology. Let them bring technology. Let investors, let them build factories. Let us not encourage them to buy the raw material which belongs to the diasporas. They didn't benefit. We've been living here for the past 40, 50 years. We've been enjoying the cash from the raw material. The ones remain, we need to preserve for the new people who are coming, who were supposed to enjoy. We didn't let them enjoy. We sold them out. So now if they are coming, we need to praise them. Then we show them love. Yes, that is humanity. Let's impact humanity. Let's leave the resources for them and say, hey, your mom was taken 200 years ago. So when you are coming back home, this is your portion. Enjoy it. It is for you and your children. Free land. Let us not be that much greedy, Africans. The African diaspora, come home. You are welcome home. The continent is for you. We will preach to the world and all African leaders and please to them that they should give it to you for free. You are not supposed to buy it. Yes, the big greetings to the king or the chief of Asebu of Ghana, the central region, within the territory of Cape Coast and the South Asebu. Yes, thank you. You are a good example of good leadership. Like I said, even during slavery, they were greedy Africans who motivated slavery. They saw it to be a lucrative job, and they were good people who were fighting against it. So this leader, this chief, the chief of Asebu, is a great warrior. It's a great example of good leadership in Africa. Any leader watching me, share this. Please subscribe to this. Any leader watching me, know that you can do it. If someone has done it, you can too. Designate lands for the African diasporas. Give them for free. Because when they come home during emancipation every year, they change their names. They change their names. They change their name. Yes, they change their name. They can change their identity. But they need to embrace their culture which was stolen from them. We need to give them back the land and the culture. The Chinese man is not in to stay. Don't give them the lands. Give it to the African diasporas for free. It's for them. It's for their dads. It's very unfortunate that they passed through the gate of no return, the deadly gate, the voyage, the deadly voyage. They were part, they were on board. They are on board the deadly ship, the hopeless ship. They passed through the gate of no return, and then they never had hope, but they are home now. So let's brace them with love. African diaspora, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that we are building the new Africa now. Yes, corruption, like I said, corruption is a pandemic in Africa. But we will fight it. We need you. African leaders, when you get the platform to talk about Africa, don't slavery, nothing can be done about slavery. Talk about how we can exchange technology, just like Israel did. Israel, they also passed through the Holocaust. It was very deadly, just that slavery was multiple times deadlier, but Holocaust was also deadly, one of deadliest act against humanity. But they say, hey, let's put Holocaust now. Let's prevent Holocaust from reoccurring. Now they build a better and beautiful Israel that everybody loves now. So African leaders exchange technologies, and African diaspora bring home the technology. Bring home the technology. Bring what you've studied all this while as an African diaspora. We love you. Bring it home. If you come home, you realize that home indeed is home. Any Westerner, any Asian, no matter who you are, so far as you love to be an African in your hearts, you have good mind about Africa, you are an African. Because there are Africans who even forbid to be Africans. African diaspora who forbid to be African. And they are non-colored, black skin, but they love to be African than others do. So African diaspora, if you've been to Africa, anyone that has been to Africa, if you've been to Ghana and you realize that anybody you see around is your brother, Everybody you see, there is connection and a vibration. No matter your skin, you see that everybody you see is about humanity. It's about impacting love, impacting humanity. So if you are coming home and as an African diaspora, no matter your status, I know whether you have or you don't have. If you don't have, don't worry. Home sweet home, rest home, connect with your ancestors, connect with nature, connect with Mother Africa, connect with love. Africa, like I said, is a place where you need not to worry about your son. He can go, he'll return. It's the place where you need to not worry about the police chasing you all over. He will go and he'll return. Africa is love. Love for humanity is Africa. The diasporas, those who are well-to-do. Let me tell you one thing. Please listen. Please listen. Please. This is what I got for you. The more relaxed you are, the more dangerous it is for you. Because like I said, slavery in 400 years will never occur. But the new slavery is more dangerous because it's invisible. That one, yourself, you lock your hands and your legs in chains and shackles. Nobody does it for you. You do it. You lock yourself, your legs and your hands in chains and shackles. They are invisible chains and invisible shackles. You lock it yourself and then you place the key in the locket for nobody else to get access to. But you only can get access to. And that locket is your brain. You open your brain after locking your hands and your legs and you dump the key into it and you close it. It will take you yourself to open it, to take the key, to open the invisible chains and shackles. Yes, then you can totally liberate yourself. So if you are well-to-do and you think, like I always say, your money, people has made money as African, we can go back to history. The great people that their names are still in the book of Africa and the world are the great people that impacted humanity. Who was more richer than Mansa Musa? Mansa Musa, one of the richest man in all time in human history. Why? Why is his name really recognized? Because he did a lot of impact in humanity. Mansa Musa impacted humanity generation. He did impact humanity. That is why his name. But remember, a lot of people also made money than who you are now, but their names are gone. The great people are people who love humanity and cares about human and think about human. So come invest, employ people. I keep on saying the Chinese is enslaving Africa. They are enslaving Africa. They are enslaving Africa through the leaders. The only way you cannot go to a Western country as an African to enslave a Westerner, because the leaders are the way to the country, and it's impossible for you to enter any Western country to enslave or preach no to it, because slavery is a demon. Slavery is the biggest disaster that ever happened to mankind. So even if the way you can, do you think you can go to any Western country to enslave any Westerner? Is no, because they have leaders who think about the people, the welfare of the people. But African leaders are open-chested, open. Some of them, no hard words, please, no hard words, but some of them, so they easily get access to them through their minds and infiltrate them and get to their stomachs and their pockets, and then everything starts. So African diasporas must be given free lands. The lands are for the African diasporas, generation to generation. They were supposed to own it, they were supposed to own the land, you as a chief, you know that man coming to buy the land, that mother, that sister coming to buy the land. It's just like any other person you can see. Indeed, he or she is your uncle or your auntie, your sister's son, your sister's brother. He was taken into exile. He was taken into captivity. So if they are home now, the land is for free. The land is for them. The diaspora, the lands are for you. Enjoy it. If they are not giving it to you, when you come to Ghana, go to Asego. 500-acre land is free. Build it. If you go, you said you are looking for the Asego Pan-African village, the land is for free. And I'll be glad that African leaders will listen to what we are saying. The members, the people, the family who wants to build a new Africa now. We are pleading that give free lands to the African diaspora, because the future of Africa is in the hands of all Africans and all African diasporas all over the world. Africa is all over the world. Africa is everywhere. There is no continent that you will not see Africa. That's why I said Africa is the mother of all nations. Africa loves, Africa loves, Africa is the mother of all nations. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. I don't know why a lot of people watch and they like and they don't subscribe. Do I say anything wrong? If I say something wrong, you should forgive me. Because I'm just like a messenger. I'm just like a prophet doing his job. One day I will go and somebody else will come. So this is my moment that I'm preaching the truth. I'm preaching what it is to you. Don't hate me, but love me because I love you. If you hate me, your hate is not going to change my mind. I'm just telling, like I said, I'm just working like a messenger. Today I'm here, tomorrow I'm gone. The next person will come. Many have been here and they were gone. So please don't forget to subscribe to this family. Yes, so like I'm saying, Africans must be given the lands for free. They must give in the land for free. They've lost their identity. They've lost their culture. They've lost who they are. They have been forced to embrace false identity. They have been forced to embrace false identity as Africans and African diasporas. They have been forced. African diasporas have been forced to embrace false identity. So when they are coming home to reunite, to reunion with the family they left behind, to change their name from any other name that was forced on them, was imposed on their owners, those who saw them as properties. Now, if they want to change that name, let's give them happiness, let's give them love and joy. Indeed, African diasporas, you need to return home before it's too late, because your chain is just squeezing your hands and your legs, and you can't see, and you are screaming each and every time, and you've locked it and put the key in your brain, and you need to open your brain to take the key out of the locket and unlock the invisible chains and be free. Be a free man. You are not free as an African diaspora until total liberation of Africa. Because till you be free, if you have a better home, a happy home to go, that is when you are free. If you have a happy home, you are free. If you don't have any place called home, you are not. You will be in exile forever and ever. You'll be in captivity forever. If you are an African, if you are an African diaspora, when you come home to build the house or to buy the house, all the big celebrities in the Western countries who also travel, and Asia countries that travel to Africa and buy houses for fashion, for people to know, okay, you know, he got housing here, he got housing there, I got house in Africa too. Why? What do you get house? You get house? Well, what? You get house? You don't live in the house. You don't live in the house. You are buying because somebody can buy some, and then they say, yo, this man, this musician or this actress get this house in this part of Accra or this part of Kigali or this part of here or here. When you buy, live in. We don't want abandoned houses for decoration and for record keeping. No, live in Africa. Make humanity, impact humanity. The happiest continent, the most loveliest continent, the continent that everybody is a neighbor, no matter your skin. There is no Asian that will tell me, there is no Chinese man, though they are depleting African resources. There is no Chinese man that can ever say, I walk in the street of Accra and I was approached based on racial basis or racial. No, we treat everybody. Everybody is a brother and a sister. One love to everybody. One love to all African diasporas and all Africans. Yes. We love everybody. Africans love everybody. We love everybody. So like I said, well-to-do African diasporas come home, invest, employ people, and prevent the Chinese from depleting your resources, and then you complain. The Chinese are depleting, and the leaders who sell the lands to the Chinese, please, that land is for free for the African diaspora. Let's not sell it to the Chinese. It's for the African diaspora. We can win business, it's okay. But African diasporas, you are not supposed to buy any land in Africa. The African diasporas are not supposed to buy any land in Africa because the lands are for their fathers. We are cheating them. It's like we are beating them twice. If we watch their faces to sell the lands to them, we sold them into slavery. Who sold them? We cannot blame only the Westerners and the Arabs. We sold them. Let's truth be told, we sold them. We prefer gin and tobacco because they were beautiful and they were sweet and taste good. So we sold humanity. So when humanity is coming back to where they belongs to, we shouldn't sell what belongs to their fathers to them. That is no. It doesn't work. We sold them for tobacco, gin, mirrors and sugars and salt. Now they are coming back home. We are not selling the lands to them. We sold them into exile. We sold them into captivity. We hunted for them. We sold them out. So if they are coming home, they should come home for free. If you know the history, you know. That is why I said when the African diaspora comes home, you need to learn the history. You think you know, but when you learn, you realize you know better. If you are in Africa, you are free, and your soul is connected to nature, and your soul is connected to nature. Your soul is connected to love. Everybody, the people will embrace you no matter what. But the leaders do not sell the lands to them. The lands should be for free. It should be for free. You know, you the leader, you know it was your grandfather who sold some of them. Yes, it was my grandfather who sold some of them. It's silence. We don't say it, but it's the truth. So when they are coming back, let them come with happiness. Let them enjoy their land. Please watch and subscribe to this channel. Let's build the biggest community that wants to impact humanity, that wants to build a new Africa. I said the well-to-do African diaspora, impact human life, help Africa continent, help develop the continent. The only way that Africa can be successful, Africa will be successful with you. But without you, man, you're not going to see the Africa you wish to see. That is why we want to build a new Africa. Just like a prophet I'm preaching to you, if you listen, I'll grow somebody become some other time. So any little thing we share here, it should be a source of motivation. It should inspire you. It should inspire you. It should motivate you that there are people who are waiting for you than you think. Man, there are people that are looking up to you than you think. There are people that wants you to make the impact that you need to make to leave your record, your mark on this earth as a human. They are still waiting for you. Those people are still waiting for you. They are waiting for you. Please subscribe to this channel. I love you. To meet me in my next video.